Welcome to Mickey Doc, written and read by Fintan Harvey.
Mickey Doc, Chapter 5. It's the start of May and a beautiful day. I'm a poet and I didn't know. It's also the day before I leave to go to Manchester, the biggest day of my life, and I feel great. Well, apart from the sickening, empty feeling at the pit of my stomach after falling out with my best friends and totally abandoning one of them for being gay. Fuck, it wasn't even because he's gay. It was a shock at first, I'll admit, but the thing that hurt me most is that he didn't even tell me. He's obviously known for a while, and it probably explains why we ended up in Pepe's gay bar on a few occasions and nights out. It's funny how things only add up after they happened. The main thing that annoyed me is that everybody seemed to have been stealing my thunder that night. Stevie sorting his life out, Murdy thinking he was a singer, and Decky coming out like that. It's the talk of the fucking town, and everybody is saying how great it is that he's happy. Like he wasn't happy before. Stevie and Murdy rang and texted me. They tried to sort things out with Decky, but I didn't answer or reply. I'm still pretty annoyed, to be honest, even though it was over a month ago. I haven't heard a thing from Decky. I just spent my time practicing singing and practicing being a superstar. I have way too much ahead of me to be worrying about what they get up to. I'll just bury that empty feeling at the pit of my stomach and forget about them. I'm going to be a star. My flight isn't until 8 p.m. and I have everything packed and ready to go at 11 a.m. in the morning. The reason why I have everything done so early is because my ma and dad are making me go to my cousin's 10th birthday party. Then my dad's going to bring me to the airport at 6:30 p.m. George's birthday party is the last place I want to be at the moment because he is without doubt the most annoying child I have ever met. Ever since he was 4, he wanted to be a priest. A fucking priest. Jesus Christ. Priests are something old people want to be. He even goes on like a fucking priest, which if you ask me is wild creepy. But oh no, you couldn't say anything like that around my ma or aunties. He's the golden boy, and I'm pretty sure they're just looking for a free pass into heaven or something. Mickey, are you ready yet? We'll be leaving in 10 minutes. I'll be down now, ma. We don't want to be late. Father Kelly will be over to give a blessing at 12 o'clock and I don't want to be missing that. Yep, where most kids have a bouncy castle, this kid is a priest giving him a blessing. I bet the other kids fucking love him. I dander down the stairs and my dad's standing with his coat on, ready to go. He looks at me and shakes his head. I know he thinks the same about it as me. Could you not have got an earlier flight? Would have got me out of this crap. My fault, as usual. My ma bursts out of the kitchen, dolled up to the nines, and she's wearing enough perfume to knock out a donkey. I think in some twisted way, women of her age try to tempt priests. It's like some sick game they play. This is what you're missing kind of thing. The priests fucking love it too. Right, are we all ready? Now, before we go, I don't want any cheeky remarks or comments out of you two. This is a big day for wee George and for the family. My dad's sort of staring into space and talking. Sometimes he doesn't realise he's talking out loud. I definitely get the stupid genes from him. Wasn't like that in my day. It was the priests that wanted to be in kids, not the kids being in the priests. This echoes around the hallway for a few seconds. My dad realises it wasn't just said in his head, it was said outside of his skull. He opens the front door wide and steps into the porch. That was a quick move. He knows my ma won't scream at him where the neighbours could hear. Her face has turned red. I can see a wee vein on her forehead that looks like it's about to burst at any moment. She just leans in close to him and says, I swear to God, John Doherty, if I hear you coming out with anything like that today, I will personally rip your balls off, mash them up and feed them to you with a spoon. My dad takes a reddener and walks out to the car. I can't help but laugh. She then turns to me. And that goes for you too. Any lap today and you'll be able to hit higher notes than that Bee Gees and helium. Got it? This is going to be a long day, but fuck it. Get through this and then it's Manchester time. We arrive at my Auntie Margaret's house and make our way to the front door. My ma's lost her aggression and is full of smiles and fake laughter. She can be such a fake bitch sometimes. George is waiting at the door, greeting guests as they come. He's dressed in black trousers and a black shirt with his hair combed to one side. Auntie Bridie, Uncle John, how nice of you to come and help me celebrate this day. My dad just awkwardly shakes his hand and walks on in. My ma hugs George and kisses him in the forehead. Oh, would you look at you, beautiful boy. Happy birthday, my wee darling. Here's your present from the three of us. I knew fuck all about any present. I don't even know what we got him. Auntie Brady, you shouldn't have. As if God hasn't given me enough to be blessed with such a glorious family. But thank you. Seriously, 10 years old. He opens the wrapping paper without tearing it. Most kids would have used their hands and teeth to tear it to shreds. A pair of rosary beads. Oh, how wonderful. Thank you so much, Auntie Brady. He leaves the present on the phone table with the rest of the rosary beads. There must be about 30 sets there, all different colours and probably different levels of holy powers. Obviously nobody had a clue what to be getting him. In fairness though, I'd say he goes through them pretty quickly. I'm up next. Cousin Michael. Michael. Fuck, I can't stand the kid, but for some reason he makes me nervous, like talking to the headmaster at school. Even when you've done nothing wrong, you still feel guilty. Thank you for coming, and thank you for the lovely present. No problem. I knew you would like them. I told my ma they would be perfect for you. You must nearly have the whole set now. He looks at me like he already knows it's something stupid before he even asks. What set? The power set of rosary beads. Oh, I see you're still mixing up sci-fi with religion. Your mother spoke of that before. We had hoped you had grown out of it by now. What the fuck? I just stand there nodding. It's like he has an aura of holiness, if that's even a word. I haven't seen you in mass in a while, Michael. Are you having problems with your faith? No, I just must been going to different ones than you. You know how it is all these masses these days. You tend to miss people like. This little fucker can see straight through my lies. I'm physically shaking and I can't look him in the eye. He stares at me for about 10 seconds, then smiles. Michael, everybody has a crisis of faith from time to time. It's nothing to be embarrassed about and it's healthy. Go and enjoy yourself and I'll talk to you about it soon. Thank you, George. Thank you. I feel like I've just been told off by a priest. He's only turned 10 and he's turned me into a mumbling dickhead. He shakes my hand, then tells me the rest of the guests are in the living room. I put my hands flat together, then bow at him like an idiot. This kid needs brought down a peg or two, or nailed to a fucking cross where he belongs. I pull out my phone to text the lads that cracker line, then I remember we're not speaking, and that makes my stomach hurt. Fuck. The living room is huge. The whole house is fucking huge. Like me, George is an only child. At least I turned out normal though. The suite of furniture has been pushed back and there are rows of plastic chairs lined along each side. There are only 10 kids here and at least 8 of them are related to him. The children and adults are sitting in the chairs chatting to each other, drinking tea and eating buns. It feels like a bloody wake instead of a kid's party. I made my ma and dad promise not to tell anybody about the X Factor, and if anybody asked them, tell them I'm going to visit friends this evening. There he is, my wee superstar, Mickey Doc on the X Factor. Who would have believed it? For fuck's sake, my Auntie May, my man, her big mouth. If she knows, then everybody will know. She turns to a man and woman standing beside her. This is our Brady's boy. He's heading to Manchester this evening to be on the X Factor. We're all so proud. They looked like they're part of the God Brigade. The bloke, he's about 50 odd and is wearing corduroy trousers and a beige woolen jumper. He seems delighted to meet me, in fairness to him. Oh, the X Factor, how wonderful. Father Kelly was just saying last week during his sermon how he should... He starts laughing out loud. How he should... he should make his own version of the X Factor for God. The God Factor. Oh, how we laughed, didn't we, darling? She isn't laughing. She doesn't speak at all. It was a shit joke in fairness, even for a priest's standards. He just continues talking. Yes, we did laugh. So, what time are you on at? We must make sure we're at home this evening to see you. Well, I'm nothing to tell you tonight. I'm just going over there this evening, then I'll be doing my audition tomorrow. I won't be showing her for another couple of months though. How exciting. We'll make sure to say a prayer for you, won't we, darling? She still doesn't flinch. He has probably killed her brain over the years. I can see her bra sticking out of the top of her blouse. I'd say she was some looker in her day, and I think she might have a thing for me. I still would. He's still laughing at the God Factor thing, the fucking pleb. Ha 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 ha, we surely will. God Factor. Ha 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 ha. I ditch the God Squad and make my way over to my dad, who's chatting to my Uncle Peter. In the background, I can hear my Auntie Margaret telling other people about how I'm going to be on the X Factor. I feel like a bit of a celebrity already, although this isn't the kind of parties I'll be attending after tomorrow. My Uncle Jim gets me in a headlock and rubs my head with his fist. The fucker always wrecks my hair and my head. Here he is, the superstar is here! My dad shakes his head at him to tell him to keep his mouth shut, but it's too late. Sorry, son, it slipped out. It's alright, Auntie Margaret's told the whole place already. Good to see I can trust my family to keep a secret. Wise up, Mickey, you dickhead, Your dad just told you you're going to be on TV. Hardly something you can keep a secret forever. So what's the crack with your mate Dickie then? I hear he's gay now. My dad looks away. He still can't come to terms with the fact that Dickie's gay. Aye, he is, I haven't been chatting to him in a while. Is he still going to play football? He wasn't at the match on Saturday. I'm not sure. He probably will. Can't see why not. My dad suddenly speaks, but he's just thinking out loud again. He was such a good talent. Best I'd seen in this town since Liam Coyle was that age. What a waste. He shakes his head in disbelief. Fuck up, John. The young fella's gay. It's not like he murdered somebody. My dad's still talking to himself out loud. He reminded me of a younger version of myself in my prime. Obviously not in a gay way, though. Then the room goes quiet. I swear to God, the lights dimmed and it got darker outside when they appeared at the door. It's George and Father Kelly, followed by 3 nuns. They're all moving like one big super beam. I'm not sure if it's just my eyes playing tricks, but I swear I can see smoke behind them. It's a seriously scary looking sight. It's like everything is happening in slow motion. My ma and my aunts are bowing to them and moving kids off seats for them to sit down. George's eyes have got bigger, and it's like he can see everyone in the room at once, and he's judging us all. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit, amen. Amen. Father Kelly remains standing and starts the blessing with his big priest voice of his. I feel like I'm in a horror movie. We are gathered here today to celebrate the birthday of our dedicated parishioner, George McLaughlin. It delights me that someone so young can find himself so involved in the church and his parish. He is an exceptional child and a source of pride for myself, his family, and of course, God our Father. For some reason I look at the door expecting God to actually walk in, like some sort of surprise moment. Thank fuck he doesn't. Let us pray. The prayer seems to last for ages with loads of head bowing and blessings going on. Not once does the fucker say a prayer for me in my X Factor edition. I can't help taking quick glances at the door for God, but just as I thought, there's no sign of him. I asked my dad which hand is over which for communion, but the dick just sticks out his tongue. I think he may have a few wee sneaky drinks. Turns out George isn't important enough for communion, but next up is the cake. Everybody sings happy birthday, then the usual hip hip hooray. George blows out the candles and his ma tells him to make a wish. I can hear my dad saying that if Michelle Keegan isn't at least 2 of his wishes, then they need to get that kid looked about. For once I agree with him. Then my dad catches my eyes and taps his watch. We need to be away in 5 minutes, Mickey, to beat the traffic. Just going for a piss first, Dad. I head out to the downstairs toilet, but there's somebody in there and the noises they're making, there's no way I'm going in next. Sounds like a horse trying to push a car out of its arse. Father Kelly is standing nearby and he can obviously hear the noise because he's staring at the door with a weird looking half smile on his face. I tell him that he may need to do an exorcism to help get that out, which is a cracker line, but he doesn't see the funny side of it and he creeps me out a bit with his answer. How dare you talk about your mother like that? She is a beautiful woman. That's all down to her trying to seduce him, you see. He looks like a bear trapped in the headlights. Sometimes I pray that I was adopted. I run up the stairs because I'm absolutely bursting at this stage. I decide to have a sit-down pee because I just want to sit on my own for a few minutes away from the craziness of downstairs and think about the journey I'm about to go on. Not just the plane journey, but the life journey I'm about to begin. I always get psychological when I sit in the toilet. I look at my phone and there's a new message. It's from Marty. Good luck tomorrow, Mickey. At first I feel happy, then sad, and then angry. Then my belly hurts again. I pull up my cacks, then wash my hands and leave the bathroom. George must be waiting to use the bog, because he's standing waiting at his bedroom door. It's alright, George, you can go on. I was only doing a number one. He doesn't move, just stands there looking at me. Come into my room a minute for a chat, Michael. He doesn't even wait for an answer, and I follow him into his room without speaking. There's nothing in the room that would tell you a 10-year-old sleeps here. There's a few holy pictures on the walls and an old wooden desk with a wooden seat. He tells me to sit down there, and I do it again without speaking. As I told you before, he has a sort of hold over me. Now, Michael, I believe you're heading off on a new journey in your life. What the fuck? Can you read minds? Read minds? Don't be silly, Michael. This sci-fi religion mix-up is getting out of hand. Your mother told me you're going to Manchester to be in the X Factor. It's a very exciting time for you, for all of us. It is. I can't wait. It's everything I've ever dreamed of. And yet you look sad. I'm in top form. Your mum and dad are proud of you, you know. I know they are. It's just sometimes I want to make them proud. Sometimes I think there's more in me than just Mickey Doc, who works in Value Saver and gets full every weekend and all the girls fancy and want to be with. He just nods like he's taking it all in. I've always wanted to be somebody who, when they're walking down the street, people will stop and go, there's your man, Mickey Doc, he's class. And what about your friends? I've heard you've had a falling out. I'm convinced he can read my mind. I'm going to Google it later on the way to the airport. I think we've just grown apart. It happens when you get to our age. I get that pain in my belly again, and at once. I'm going to tell you, Michael, that friendship is a very important part of what makes us human. I know you don't go to mass or anything, but it's your prerogative. Just be careful when you go away. It can be a lonely place, even when you're surrounded by lots of people. He lifts a pen and a piece of paper from the desk and writes on it. This is my number, Michael. Ring me if you ever need to chat or things are getting too much for you. Thanks. Always remember, Mickey, people aren't always what they seem. Beware of the wolf in sheep's clothing. Wolf in sheep's clothing? The wee fucker must be not altar wine. I'll remember that, George. What the fuck? A car horn beeps from outside, and I know right away it's my dad. I put the piece of paper in my back pocket and awkwardly shake George's hand. I think we might be crying a little bit. I wipe my eyes and make my way downstairs, where it's all hugs and good luck and my ma shouting out the door, ring me when you get there. The 15-minute journey to the airport goes by in a blur. Me and my dad are sitting in silence, but it isn't awkward. It's like we're both thinking about stuff. I check my phone and I have a few messages. Marty, Stevie and Decky have all text, but I delete the messages before I even open them because they seem to be bringing on the stomach pains. The other text is from Laura Dillon. She wishes me all the best of luck and other crazy stuff about how I'm the love of her life and the greatest person ever, which is all good stuff to hear in fairness. I text her back, thanks, can't get on the internet. Can 10-year-old priests read minds? I'm sitting in the plane and all sorts of things are racing through my mind. Tomorrow I'll be standing in front of Simon, Louis and Cheryl. I have What Makes You Beautiful by One Direction on repeat on my iPod because that's the song I'll be singing. The words of the song are ingrained in my head and I know every single note I should be hitting and every single move I should be making when I'm singing it. Baby, you light up the world like nobody else. Raise right hand. The way you flip your hair. Flip hair. Gets me overwhelmed. Raise arms. But when you smile at the ground, it's hard to tell. Look at ground. You don't know. Oh, oh. Clench fist. You don't know you're beautiful. Raise right hand in the air. This helps me a lot because it's actually the first time I've been away on my own. I've been on holidays abroad with my parents when I was younger, but this is the first time I'm doing it all by myself. I wonder if Manchester is bigger than Derry. I wonder if I can understand the people. I'm staying in an Ibis hotel and my ma gave me the money for a taxi from the airport to the hotel. Apparently where I'm staying is close to Old Trafford where the auditions are at. The audition letter said I have to be there no later than 9 AM in the morning, so I'm planning to be there at 6 o'clock to get a good spot in the queue. I get off the plane and go outside to the taxi rank. The place is full of all sorts of nationalities and languages. There's two guys standing next to me waiting in a taxi, and I swear to God they're making up their own language. It just sounds like they're saying, hee ha ha, hee hong ping wing ting. It's probably not what they're actually saying, but I've always been crap at languages. They're probably Chinese or French or something. I get to the front of the queue without making eye contact with anybody, and the next thing you know, a taxi pulls up and beeps his horn, even though I'm standing 2 feet away from him. You fucking getting in or what, mate? Can I throw my bags in the boot? Yeah, it's a fucking black taxi, mate. Just bring it in the back. I tell the driver where I want to go, but I put my earphones in. I don't want to talk to him because he seems like he wants to kill somebody. Any car that's within 4 foot distance from his car has been called a cunt. He actually gave the middle finger to an elderly woman and called her a cunt because she took too long to cross as a zebra crossing. In fairness though, she gave him the middle finger back and made a wanker motion with her hand. I give him the £8 for the journey, and he asked me am I here for the X Factor. I asked him how he knew that and was there something about me in the papers over here. He looks at me like he's trying to work out if I'm really that stupid. Then he points across the road to a huge building with Old Trafford written on it. My heart sinks when I see there's already at least 1,000 people in the queue, and it's only 9 o'clock the night before the auditions. Fuck.